Hello, this is Mayor Baraka. Thank you for once again tuning into our coronavirus COVID-19 update. Just a reminder that I will give these updates Monday through Friday here on Facebook Live, and then afterwards you can watch or tune into Newark TV, channel 78 on Altice, and channel 28 on Fios to get a repeat of this information, or if you missed it, to be able to listen to it. I want to first start out by thanking everyone for taking the need to shelter in place seriously. Obviously, there are a few who violate this, but for the most part, many of us have been taking it seriously because it is serious. And together is the only way that we're going to flatten the curve or stop the rapid spread of this virus. As of today in Newark, we have 66 confirmed coronavirus cases and no additional deaths beyond the 2 already, thank God. Essex County has 273 confirmed cases, and New Jersey is now up to 2,844 confirmed cases. New Jersey is now probably the 3rd in the country of the most coronavirus cases. So our social distancing and the curfews that everybody is putting in place is incredibly important for us to pay attention to and follow. I know a few people are listening to social media and other kind of things that are telling them all kinds of information. Check in with us so we can verify what's being said. Most of it is probably inaccurate, and so you should tune in here to get the accurate information. I've been receiving questions about why we only have greater restrictions in 3 areas and not throughout the entire city. So first, I just want to say the entire city is under the executive order of Governor Murphy. And the Governor Murphy's executive order is very clear. It says that not only essential employees, and he lists what those are, can come out and go to work. All other non-essential employees must remain home. In fact, he has asked the entire state to shelter in place. He did, however, say that there were opportunities for you to go outside to the park, to visit relatives, to walk your dog, to do all these other things. That is what's happening all over the state of New Jersey and here in Newark. We have identified 3 areas where we believe there are significant clusters that we need to make sure do not continue to grow. So we have identified those 3 areas, and we want you to abide by those things. The only difference between what the rest of the city has to do and you have to do is you can only come outside for emergency purposes only. Emergency purposes means you ran out of food. You have to go get medicine. You have to go to the doctor. Those are emergency purposes. You should not be visiting relatives. You should not be wandering in the park or walking your dog or hanging out. You should not be doing that. And then nowhere in the city should we be congregating in 5 or more. We should be less than 5 wherever we are in the city. There are stores that are letting an abundance of people in them that have permission to stay open. Those stores that continue to do that will be closed. We will close those stores that continue to allow dozens, even hundreds of people in them at a time. Please adhere to the social distancing. And if you're somebody in those stores, you should be concerned yourself. You should call, you should report, but more importantly, you should stay outside until it's clear enough for you to go in. The dangerous thing is that many of us believe that we can't, in fact, catch it, and that's just not the facts. Everybody of all ages can contract the coronavirus. The data is showing us, however, that those that are with compromised immune systems and are elderly, the outcome of the coronavirus is much more fatal. So you can inadvertently carry the disease to someone else who you can infect, and they, in fact, have a terrible and fatal outcome. So it's important for you to practice social distancing and important for you to follow the curfew restrictions and the guidelines that we've put on. We will reassess and assess those guidelines as much as we possibly can, given the data that keeps coming in. And if those boundaries expand, we will expand them. And if there's a moment where we have to say the whole city has to do the same thing that those 3 areas are doing now, we will do that, and I will let you know here on Facebook Live. It is not something that may not happen. In fact, if the numbers continue to grow, that is something that we will consider doing. So I would be prepared for that in the city of Newark if I were you. And I want to thank all the people that have been inboxing me, letting me know the stores that have been staying open, the places that have been violating curfew, people who have been in the stores, letting people in the stores too much, and workplaces that are trying to tell people that they in fact have to come or they won't get paid, or all kinds of things that people should not be doing. Governor Cuomo did the same thing in Westchester in New York State. He identified clusters in Westchester. He acted accordingly. He stopped those numbers from continuously growing in Westchester. This is just the same thing that we're trying to do in the areas in the city where we see clusters. And if those areas have to expand, we will let you know. Next, I'd like to share with you more information about our plan to help the residents without addresses, or as we know, the homeless population. Our health department and partners have developed a plan for how to engage our residents without addresses who are on the street, to get them into sheltering or to a healthcare provider if needed. We also developed guidelines for shelter providers on how to manage our sheltered residents without addresses during this time. Additionally, we have secured quarantine sites for them if the need arises. We are working diligently, and we will be putting out a more detailed, more public and transparent plan very shortly. I also posted that this Friday we will be having a phone call for small businesses in the city that have been affected by the coronavirus, that have been closed, that have been mandated closed, that have lost revenue because of this. We're having a phone call to attach you to city funding, state funding, and federal funding. Please make sure you are part of this call. If not, then we'll make sure you get the information because it is critical that you understand what's happening. 2 other things I'd like to address. We are testing at the federally qualified healthcare center. It does not mean that you should walk up to the healthcare center. If you do that, you may not get serviced. We do not have an unlimited amount of tests. If people are telling you that, then they are incorrect. The city has tests, the hospitals have tests, different people have tests. There is not enough. In fact, our healthcare institutions are in fact running out of tests. There are protocols that you must follow. You have to contact your doctor, your healthcare provider. You have to, if you want to come to the FQHC, you have to call first. They have to assess your symptoms. And for more than likely, they'll ask you to shelter in place. If you continue to get sick, if your health deteriorates, then they'll ask you to come in and be tested. But until then, you should be in contact with your healthcare provider. You should be in contact with the FQHC by phone and not just walk up. We do not want to inundate and overwhelm our institutions that are trying to service the folks that are in desperate need of care now. All of the businesses and corporations in this city, all of these supermarkets and places that are remaining open, that are probably the only ones that are making funding or revenue now. We need your help. We need your assistance. We need masks. We need gloves, right? The hospital needs materials. They need resources. And because you're not benefiting because of the virus, but you're benefiting in spite of it, we ask for your help and your assistance to help us, if you can, to begin to make our healthcare institutions in this city whole so we could take care of the residents of our community. And before we end, I want to share the importance of everyone taking the time to complete the census questionnaire. Please take a few minutes and fill out the form online at www.2020census.gov or call 844-330-2020. We need everyone to be counted. Let's all do our part. Newark Counts You have time. Fill out the census. Call the number 844-330-2020 or go to www.2020census.gov. Lastly, Congress, that's our Senate and our U.S. House of Representatives, are debating bills now, a stimulus package, trillions of dollars of money that'll go for relief because of COVID-19. Right now, I implore you to call your federal delegation, your congressmen, your senators, and show support for them resolving this. We do not need them to pass a bill that only takes care of corporations. We need them to pass bills that take care of the people in our community, the small business as well. We don't need a bank bailout. We need a bailout of our residents, and you need to call to make sure your voice is heard on this. I signed a letter along with many other mayors across the country from the U.S. Conference of Mayors asking for tens of billions of dollars to be distributed to municipalities, to cities all over the country to deal firsthand with lost wages, with unemployment, with small businesses, with access to finances and help in our community. You need to also say you support the U.S. Conference of Mayors letter to bring billions of dollars to cities like Newark. That will help us once we get through this. And folks, I know by the grace of God, we will, in fact, get through this. I'm sure of it. We just don't know what matter of time, but we know we will. Let's be patient. Let's work together. Let's keep our heads. Let's stay focused. Let's follow the guidelines, the rules of the quarantine. Let's help our neighbors out. Let's call each other and be creative. Just want to thank everybody on social media who have been doing their job to lift people's spirits, to give people things to do while they're home, to encourage people. Newark Public Library has a Muppet show that your children should watch and listen to. It's an incredible show. DJ D Nice has a party every afternoon. You should tune into there and get your dance on. So does DJ Little Man here in Newark, Jersey Club. Check them out. And all of the businesses that are delivering online. Support the local businesses that are delivering food to your locations. Support them. Make sure they're out here risking their life, providing us food and sustenance. Support our businesses. Keep them alive and well. Newark is strong. We're strong not because we're invincible. We're strong because we take care of each other. God bless y'all.